Hello, and welcome to a short informative video about Weir Gulch and the recent flood hazard delineation study. Weir Gulch is located in West Denver, west of the South Platte River, north of 6th Avenue, and extending south of the 6th Avenue into the city of Lakewood. Mile High Flood District was chartered in 1969 as a regional agency to support stormwater management and flood control in the metro area. The district has been working with its local partners, the City and County of Denver and the City of Lakewood, in the study of Weir Gulch flood risk. This video will provide you an updated flood risk information based on the district study, as well as background information and education about Weir Gulch. The last Mile High Flood District flood study of Weir Gulch was completed over a half-century ago in 1972. The known flood risk at that time is indicated in blue on the map. In 2024, the district completed the Weir Gulch Flood Hazard Area Delineation Study, or what we call the FHAD. This study provides an updated evaluation of flood risk along the gulch. The FHAD indicates that properties along Weir Gulch are at a higher risk for flooding than previously identified. Why is that? Well, today we use updated ground elevation data, current land use information, updated rainfall data, and modernized computer modeling and mapping methods to analyze flood risk. Flood risk today is also influenced by climate change and increasing severity and frequency of storms that are impacting our cities across the country. It is important to know if you live in a high, medium, or low flood risk area. So why do we study flood risk? Flood hazards present a serious risk to life, health, safety, and property, and it is very important that we communicate that risk for the safety of our residents. Did you know that just 6 inches of fast-moving water can knock down an adult? Or that only 12 inches of water can carry away a small car? Driving and walking through moving floodwaters are the highest cause of flood-related deaths, and it is important that we stay informed. So let's take a step back and look at Weir Gulch and the drainage basin characteristics. There are 67 drainage basins within the City and County of Denver. These basins follow the topography of the land and carry stormwater runoff to the South Platte River. The Weir Gulch Basin is one of these drainage basins that carries water to the South Platte River. Weir Gulch Basin extends from the South Platte River to the city of Lakewood and carries stormwater from the neighborhoods of Sun Valley, Val Verde, Barnum, Barnum West, and Westwood. It also includes Barnum Park and Barnum Lake as part of the Gulch system. The majority of land use within the basin is residential, just about 60%. There are commercial land uses in downtown Barnum, along Federal Boulevard, and there are industrial uses along the river. It is important to understand this land use pattern so that we understand who can potentially be affected by flooding. We also look at topography. The topography of the basin enables water to flow from the highest elevations, shown in purple and red, to the lowest elevations in yellow along the gulch and heading toward the river. The blue color indicates the lowest elevations, which are really just higher than the riverbank itself. Stormwater flows from Lakewood eastward along the gulch and through the neighborhoods as it makes its way to the river. It collects additional water along the way as stormwater runs off from the higher points in each neighborhood to the gulch. Our stormwater system includes not only our gulches and our channels, but also the streets and underground pipe infrastructure. Stormwater travels through our streets to inlets that move water to drainage pipes. This map illustrates the drainage pipes in the Weir Gulch Basin that also carry water through the neighborhoods and toward the river. According to Mile High Flood District's updated Weir Gulch FHAD study, stormwater runoff during a major rainstorm event is expected to exceed the capacity of the gulch and the drainage pipe network and result in the illustrated flooding. From roughly North Perry Street to North Knox Court, stormwater spills out of the gulch and moves along the streets into Valverde and north toward Sun Valley, where it ponds and eventually exits to the river. In addition to our drainage pipes, the gulch, and the basin topography, there are other factors that influence our flood conditions. One of these factors is the change in our land use development patterns on the west side. Let's take a look at the historic development patterns within the Weir Gulch Basin. The map indicates parcel development before 1900. The west side saw some scattered early development, but remained largely agricultural. Transportation improvements such as the Alameda Bridge, the transition from horse and buggy to streetcar, and even eventually the arrival of the automobile led to growing parcel development on the west side in the early 1900s. By the 1940s, employment opportunities to the west meant an increase in housing development on the west side. And by the mid-1900s, the addition of I-25 along west side neighborhoods meant growth in industrial uses along the river. Today, industrial, commercial, and residential uses are prevalent throughout much of the area and cover much of the Weir Gulch Basin. So why do we look at historic development patterns? Well, as a city transitions from an open or agricultural area with a lot of natural space and vegetated environment, it grows in impervious surface. Streets, parking lots, and buildings begin to cover the soil and reduce the ability of stormwater to filtrate through the ground. Today, the Weir Gulch Basin is about 61% impervious surface, covered by streets, sidewalks, rooftops, parking lots, and driveways that prevent infiltration and increase stormwater runoff. Conversely, only 25% of the basin is covered by tree canopy or park space, which can actually help with absorbing runoff. These development patterns and the growth in impervious surface has contributed to an increase in the amount of runoff and the water levels through the gulch, which thus impact our neighborhoods, businesses, and industrial uses. We hope this information has been helpful in understanding Weir Gulch flood risk and contributing conditions. Awareness of these conditions not only protects the community, but builds resilience among residents to prepare for or rebound from potential flooding. Please work with us to share this information, build community awareness, and increase understanding of flood risk. Understand if you are in a high, medium, or low risk area, and discover the resources that are available to protect you and your property. For additional information and to leave your comments or questions, visit the Mile High Flood District website. Thank you for listening to this informative video.